Rise of the Robots is notorious for its cavernous gulf between the revolutionary level of next-generation entertainment promised by an unprecedented PR entourage, and what was ultimately delivered to the salivating target audience. Whilst the visuals were stunning for the era, Rise of the Robots' nominal sound and gameplay are utterly embarrassing. In terms of depth and charisma, BMX Ninja for the ZX Spectrum would be justified in feeling snootily superior, and it's far more fun to play. Lethargic controls, a token 6 attacking manoeuvres, 2 broken special moves and a hastily strummed guitar riff courtesy of Brian May, played solely over the menu screen, just didn't cut it in 1994. Notably the same year in which Street Fighter II Turbo and Mortal Kombat were released. Trying my damnedest to be diplomatic, Rise of the Robots is a fatal mecha crash pile-up of faulty prototypes en route to landfill. So you'd imagine publishers Mirage might struggle to source flattering endorsements with which to adorn the packaging. Surely professional games journalists would see right through the glitz and glamour, calling a robot spade scrap metal. Anything short of comprehensive condemnation would be tantamount to digging their own grave. Ha! Flip over the box and we'll unearth a citation from C&VG's dubious 91% review. Negating all concrete evidence, they did in fact claim, technically this is probably the most advanced game ever. Edge magazine, upon first previewing Rise of the Robots a year prior to release, splashed the phrase "graphics to die for" across the front cover of their December 1993 issue. Perhaps a tad hyperbolic, but yes, true they are jolly pretty. Obviously this catchy one-liner also featured amongst the box blurb. PC Power apparently proclaimed, "You'll wish all of your games were this good." Although I can't find the original article to establish context, or to what extent their words have been twisted by omission. The line does lead with 3 dots after all. Of most interest, however, is the quotation supposedly supplied by the venerable PC Zone magazine. Revolutionary 3D graphics, powerful AI, and of course, instant playability. If you seek out their also suspicious 88% review, this line is nowhere to be found. That's because it was instead taken from PC Zone's preview article, published in December 1993. That would be fine, except the author, Paul Lakin, didn't write it. He was quoting the early, optimistic projections of Sean Griffiths. Just who is Sean Griffiths, and what's his connection to Rise of the Robots, you ponder? I'll allow the game manual's credits section to elucidate. The entire Rise project is the original idea of Sean Griffiths, the game designer, a veteran programmer in the games industry with a string of successful titles to his credit. Ah. No wonder he was so enthusiastic. The unabridged paragraph to provide essential context flows a lot like this. So, what's the idea behind Rise of the Robots? What does it aim to achieve? Sean Griffiths, game designer and big cheese on the Instinct Design development team, takes up the story. I had the original idea for Rise of the Robots before Street Fighter II hit the arcades. Sean had been responsible for Barbarian, a classic beat-em-up of about 4 years ago, which he feels had never been bettered. Until now, of course. There are 2 aims within Rise of the Robots. Firstly, to use 3D visual contouring to produce a 3D world of smooth contours and complex shapes. Secondly, to produce a beat-em-up with effective AI. Previously, simple algorithms have been used to control computer fighters. This has led to the player following a pattern to defeat his opponent, which should not happen. So Rise of the Robots should have revolutionary 3D graphics, powerful AI, and of course, instant playability. In effect, Mirage quoted the designer of their own game, crucially dropping the key words "should have", attributing the incredulous recommendation to PC Zone, simply because that's where it was printed. In a magazine published nearly a year before the journalist was able to play Rise of the Robots, owing to multiple inexplicable delays and the unavailability of a demo. Initially, the ETA was January 1994. Officially, the reason stated for postponing its release, according to Mirage's marketing manager Julia Coombs, was mainly because we felt we could continue to perfect the graphics and enhance the gameplay as much as possible. Again, ha! Enough said. I'd ask, could Mirage sink any lower? But then I'm swiftly reminded how Rise of the Robots turned out.